like thinking about it.
That's what I thought about when I took TCU against Georgia.
What's up, my boys? Happy Tuesday. It's National Championship Week. And for the first time in 23, 24 years, we get to celebrate it, my friends. All right. Let's give a shout out to the Better app. The Better app is our promotional sports betting app where we can do promotional plays. Get your free bet back from $10 to $200. Use promo code NOTBROKE. Lou, you were there live and in color. Talk to us about that experience, man.
Bro, one of the best experiences I've had. I've been to a few games. I've been to a few stadiums. But just the energy in there was crazy. The back and forth in the fourth quarter was crazy. It was an amazing experience, honestly. I felt like it was a championship game, at least for me.
Did Ole Miss travel well?
I would say they had 65% of the stadium was Ole Miss and then 35 Hurricanes.
The TV made it feel like it was 80% Ole Miss.
Okay, so when you were looking at the crowd, it looked like that because they were all in unison wearing red. So their whole side was in red, and Miami's whole side was all over the place, orange, white, green.
I know.
So we're not. It wasn't cohesive.
That's Miami for you. That's literally
to Ole Miss, bro. Ole Miss, they were legit. I looked at them, I was like, damn, y'all look fire. Everybody looks well. Everybody looks good.
But by the way, that's most college like atmospheres. By the way, like I know for like Texas, Oklahoma, they have it divided up like by sections: orange, red, etc. For Penn State, whiteout, obviously Penn State blue and white games. Like I feel like Miami is the only place because we're so disconnected from the thing.
I don't know how you get people like on the same page. Like it was 7,000 people there.
I saw that. I saw that the Canes tweeted today that to tell their fans to wear orange to the national championship game, and all you read the comments is like, "Nah, bro, I'm wearing the same white shirt I've worn the last two games because why am I gonna change it now?" And like literally, that wasn't the one comment. That was every single comment. Like, why would you change this now? We've been wearing white the whole time. And I'm like, yeah, like if I'm going to the game, I'm not wearing orange. I already have my outfit picked out that it's white. So guess what? I'm wearing that. So we'll see. Well, hopefully we can make the game. I mean, it's $3,000 to get a foot in the door and sit up by the
with binoculars
by the Hard Rock. What's it called? Logo all the way in the top. Let's get in detail about the game. Nico, who would you say won that game for us?
Specifically, Carson Beck in the fourth quarter, in the last drive of the game. But if you want to go to like a holistic view, I think the offensive line, man, they just were mauling people all day, giving Carson time to throw. I mean, you saw in some of those runs that they moved people. And Ole Miss presented problems. I mean, they got stops when needed. Obviously, on offense, there's not enough good things to say about them. Trinidad Chambliss is a beast. I would say the offensive line, and I guess the offense stepped up as a whole, but I would say it goes down to the offensive line.
Lou?
I will say the score looked like it was a closer game than what it was in person. We should have dominated that game. Just the DBs are playing defense for a reason because they don't have hands. And catch a freaking
like 4 picks.
4 picks. One of them was hot potato between 3 of them.
Yeah.
2 of them, they were looking for the pick 6. They saw the end zone already. They didn't catch the ball. So we come up with 1 or 2 picks. That game goes a whole different direction. And we were bullying them the whole time.
Yeah, that's how I agree with that.
I agree with that. Down to the end because we had to make stuff happen because we didn't convert on those turnovers and things like that. They didn't go in our favor. And penalties, the picks were one thing. As soon as we dropped one of those picks, they would score. Or we would get a penalty, it would turn into points.
That's the football gods for you, buddy. That's the football.
So things like that were like, damn, things weren't going in our favor, and we still pulled out that win. So I was impressed with them. That's why I say the score didn't really reflect what you saw on the field.
This was before Devin goes. Sorry, just one more thing. Is that pace did affect the D line. Obviously, Indiana won't have that pace. Just not to get too far ahead of ourselves. But that was the least amount of pressures we had all season. I think it was 3 pressures. I think all game, and one of them was a sim pressure, like a stump blitz. So that was a little concerning to see. But obviously, no one runs the way Ole Miss does.
To be completely fair, we kind of knew going in that was their strength, getting the ball out quick. So we kind of felt like, I mean, obviously the blind fan will tell you, oh, we have the best D-line in the country. Like, we're going to get to him. But how are you going to get to him if he's throwing the ball in less than 3 seconds? So they played that to their favor. Now, I will say our defense held on for as much as they could. But obviously, it's very difficult to keep a team like that down for so long. But our offense in the fourth quarter, like every time they scored, I was like, we're cooked. Like we're not that team to go down there and score. And we went down and scored, And then I shout out to the offense, man. I mean, when they got down there and there was 2 minutes left in the game or a minute and change, like they did not go conservative. And I appreciate that. I thought that they would, knowing the way Cristobal has coached all year and the way Shannon Dawson has coached, the way that Cristobal has told Shannon Dawson to coach. I thought that once they got to the 30-yard line, they're like, all right, run it, kick the field goal, let's go to overtime. But, man, they kept throwing. Carson Beck kept slinging the rock. Even on that second down that he scrambled to score, they were throwing the ball. So they were going for the win, as they should, because I felt that if that game went into overtime, the better quarterback was going to prevail. I personally, in my opinion. And I think it was done beautifully. Shannon Dawson did have some blunders. I will say he didn't call his best game. There's a few times where we ran the ball for 10 yards, 15 yards, and then you want to do a flea flicker. Like, what are you doing? Like, keep running that ball down their throats until you show me that you could stop it. So I will say that, but I mean, if we need to clean up a lot of things to be able to have a chance on Monday.
It was nice. It was nice seeing Carson go through a full field read, like when he hit C.J. Daniels on the backside of. They ran a cross concept, whatever, and he got all the way back to like the post curl, which is like the 4th read. He hasn't done that all season, so that was nice to see. It was nice to see him hit the dig. Also, I think it was to C.J. Daniels. Also, or was it to Marion when Malachi ran the whip? That was good to see. Like a couple of those things, those were like eye-opening things. I feel like Carson sometimes is so robotic and will take it very easily in his first and second progression. That was nice to see him get all the way back to his last read and trust the offense. So that was really encouraging to see also.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about the day after. Oregon, Indiana. Game was over in the first quarter.
I could confidently say that we got this all wrong. I mean, nothing told you to take, nothing told you in the game, take the Indiana. Revenge spot, you won by 10. You're only favored 4.5 to open. You close at 3 firm. Nothing told you, hey, look, Indiana should be the play here. To me, at least, unless you guys have a different viewpoint on it.
No. I mean, and the line movement, which we'll get into line movement. I mean, the line movement for the NFL was absolutely crazy. And every line movement, the public won this past weekend, which was insane. And starting it all started on Friday night when that line moved towards Oregon and people kept pounding Indiana. But that game was over before it even started. I mean, Dante Moore gave these guys a 14-point advantage, before you could even – I turned on the game and it was 7-0 already, and I was 4 minutes late. Like, it's like, what the heck? Pick 6, first play of the day. And then, a couple drives later, he fumbles it into his own 10-yard line. Like, honestly, Indiana didn't have to do much. They didn't have to show much. They just rocked them. I will say, though, I'm a fan of Fernando Mendoza.
He played really well.
the last couple games, he's shown why he's the Heisman.
Kansas basketball.
We talked about how his Heisman might be like the worst Heisman that has won as far as stats were concerned, right? And I believed that for a while, and I kept saying,
I still believe it, but it's okay.
No, it's the truth. It is the truth.
That's taking nothing him from a player, like how good he is as a player. It's just statistically, it's not a great Heisman season.
Correct, but he hasn't had to do that much. Like that guy's throwing 15 times a game, 18 times a game. He's throwing for 150 yards and 4 touchdowns. So it's kind of the way that the games have been played out. Yep. These guys are getting compared to like 2019 LSU.
It's funny enough you bring that up. I saw a stat that Indiana would open 3.5-point dogs to 2019 LSU. If Indiana played 2019 LSU, that would be 21-0 in the end of the first quarter.
They get mauled. I will say
they get mauled.
We'll talk about Fernando Mendoza and Indiana's offense. What impresses me the most is their defense. Not even their offense.
Oh, I don't know.
Their defense.
You know what? To do that to Oregon and Dante,
I agree.
I was like, what is going on right now? These dudes are up.
I think Dante – do you think Dante Moore got fraud checked? Like, he had better odds to go number 1 overall than Fernando pregame. So, pregame, it was plus 350 Dante Moore, plus 400 Fernando. And postgame, it closed Fernando minus 700 to go number 1 overall.
He looked so bad.
He looked horrible. We were at a bar, and I told my buddy, I was like, it looks like Vegas made a call. It literally looked like Vegas made a call. Just like CJ Stroud yesterday. That was horrible. But we'll get into that later too when we start talking about the NFL. All right. Let's talk a little bit about Monday. It looks like we're gonna try to do a show in person. If not, we'll do something to get more into detail. But quick little, give me a 30-second of what you think Monday looks like. Lou, I'll start with you.
Miami's going to crush them. Give me Miami money line. I don't need the points.
All right. There you go, Homer. Nico, what do you think?
Canes 20 to 23.
Okay. All right. That line is moving against Miami. That line is now -9. Before the game against Oregon, the look-ahead line was Indiana minus 5.5. After the Oregon game, the line was Indiana minus 7.5. That line now is -9. I'm a little worried that Miami's going to look like Notre Dame from last year. When they got
no. Worse than that would be TCU when they played Georgia. That was the worst bet of my life. TCU plus 11.5. I'll never forget it.
Yeah. Miami might be close. I'm not gonna lie to you. I mean, they got to do the same thing that they did with Ole Miss, and the problem is that their D line is just as big. Their O line is just as big as us. So it's not like we can come and come over here. Let's go to the deep end. Let's go to the mud, whatever it is that they say. That's a tough team to do that against. They're built the same exact way that we are, but just better, if I'm being honest. We have the stars. They have the team. So we'll get more in depth on Monday when we talk about the game. But I definitely think it's going to be a lot closer than people expect. Obviously, I think it's definitely going to be a lot closer than what that line says. And we'll talk a little bit more. I don't think that they're going to have as home field as everyone thinks that they're going to have. As you can tell, it's very difficult to get into the game. The atmosphere around the stadium might be different, but we'll see. All right. Any last thoughts on the college football as we move towards the NFL?
I have a lock of the year for that game, and it's not a side.
Hey, you're talking about the college football?
Yep.
All right. So
we'll give that
We'll tease it for Monday. I love it. Hopefully the line goes in your favor and we get a better line than what you think it is. All right, let's jump into actually probably one of the low-key probably one of the best wild card weekends we've seen in a very long time.
Yes.
There was not one game. I mean, aside from the Chargers-Pats game, there was not one game that wasn't great. We'll start off with the Rams and Panthers. That line was crazy. That line was Rams -10. It seemed like everybody was jumping on the Rams. I took the points because it felt like a home dog playing at home. I think we talked about it, Nico. A home dog, double-digit home dog at home in the NFL was 7-2-1, almost 80%. Hitting at that clip. 7-2-1. It was 10 games.
So okay, 7-2-1.
All right. Either way, 7-3 or 7-2-1. That's 70%. You have to hit the system. It worked out. Panthers almost pulled that off. Had me scared since I have the Rams to go to the Super Bowl. Nico, any thoughts on that?
Which one?
Rams, Panthers.
Yeah, I think the Panthers, what we talked about, the Panthers are the team that's played down to competition the most all season long. Like their wins are the Saints beat them.
Yeah,
not for
they
nothing.
Play up and they play down.
Yeah, not for nothing. The Saints aren't great. No offense. But it showed up. I mean, they beat the Rams, they beat the Cowboys, they beat good teams all season, like games they weren't favored in. And they beat them. So I think the Panthers are exactly that. And I think it shows that 10 points is too much in the NFL at home.
I agree. Lou?
Actually, to me, it was more telling on the Rams. They didn't look that good, honestly. They pulled out the win. But maybe this is a wake-up call for them moving forward. Hopefully it is, because I have the Rams in a survivor pool, and I think they can win it all. So I think they need to wake up because they definitely have the potential to win it all.
Quick little segue from the Rams and who they play. They got the Bears up. They're actually a 3.5-point favorite at Chicago. Wow, another great one. Just when you think it's a snooze fest and they're up 21-3, these guys just kept battling, man. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I'm the first Caleb Williams doubter. And he made a great throw on 4th and 6. Amazing throw. Oh, wow. What a throw.
Throw crushed me. I was on the Packers and
oh, me too. I was on the Packers as well. I want to say that's the that one and the Chargers are the only games that I lost this weekend. And that was soul crushing to be up that. I'm surprised Matt LaFleur still has a job, if I'm being completely honest. How do you give up that? They were up 21-6 or 20. I'm sorry. They were up 27-16 with 5 minutes left, something like that. And they gave it up. It's crazy. Yeah. Let's move on to my Super Bowl favorite, the Bills and Jags. Lou, I'll start with you since I know me and you were on the opposite ends on this.
Yeah, hey, the Bills looked bad. I know, like, they pulled out this win, but to me, they weren't impressive at all. Like, I thought Josh Allen was going to dominate, and he barely snuck out of this game. Jaguars really impressed me, and they look like the better team out there. They just couldn't win the game.
Did we watch the same game?
Yes, the Bills didn't look good. I mean, they pulled out the win in the fourth quarter, but to me, the Jaguars were the ones that were winning the game. They just couldn't convert points.
Bro, I thought the Bills looked good. I mean, I think they looked best when most in critical moments. I mean, they mattered on that's when it matters most, in critical moments, and they won the game. The Jags had momentum all season. You're at home, you're on the road, you're a dog on the road, and you got the win. I mean, I think that's what categorizes looking good to me again.
I think personally that it was a tough game. I think that it was a back and forth game. I don't think it wasn't like the Jags dominated that game. There was moments that the Jags were better, but I think just at the end, Josh Allen is Josh Allen, which is what I bet on. And I knew that in that moment when he got that ball and he was down 4 He was going to go down and score. Like, you knew it. It was like inedible. And that's that. Let me tell you, they played that completely wrong. They got the ball. They had the ball at the 1 yard. They had the ball at the 1 yard line with a minute left, first down. What you do is you grab the ball and you take a knee or you fall down and you let that clock run. You call a timeout, 20 seconds. Then you have 3 chances to score. But whatever. That's here nor there. Bills are favorite again. Or one, I think the line flipped now.
Now let's pick them.
It's a pick 'em. But it's just the same thing as the Jags. Bills opened up at -1, closed. I'm sorry, at +2. Bills. Bills opened at -1 against Broncos. Now they're +1 against the Broncos. I'm gonna be on the Bills again, but again, that's we'll talk about that later when we preview the games.
Now, I know we said we were gonna get into line movement. I guess it's just a good time to bring it up. So when a line movement's going like this for everybody, is this more of a public hitting the Broncos, or is this strictly sharps hitting Broncos?
I think early in the week it's sharps. I don't think public bets towards later in the week. That's my opinion.
I agree with that. The everyday better bets a day at a time. You know, like they look at the slate today and they're like, all right, I like these 4 plays, and that's what they bet. Like, you rarely have guys that bet a week in advance or 10 days in advance like these guys do. So I would agree with Lewis on that. I would definitely agree with Lewis on that. Nico, you have any thoughts on that Bills Jags game?
Josh Allen, number 1. Trevor Lawrence folds like a book, number 2. Number 3, I do have to give credit where credit's due. Liam Cohen's rebuilding job this year was incredible. And I will also say this. I think that's what was the worst matchup for the Bills, because that was the number 1 rush defense against the number 1 rush offense. So you take away that threat, and now you have to force Brandon Cooks, Terrell Shavers, Keon Coleman. You force these guys to make plays. They made the plays, don't get me wrong. They did. But you're forcing other guys than James Cook to beat you. And I think that's what mattered. And I think that's what – if the Bills prove that they could do that against the Jags, I think they could do that against anybody.
But, actually that's what I was looking at, because the Jags, to me, their defense is what really stepped up. And when they took that 24-20 lead, Josh Allen looked like he just went down the field.
Yeah.
Where's this defense at? Like, this is not the same defense we've seen all season.
Mm-hmm.
So.
All right. Let's go to the next game. Super happy about this one. I was all over it. 49ers, Eagles. 49ers went outright as a 6-point underdog. That line opened at 3.5. Jumped up to 4.5. Jumped up to 5.5 and closed at 6. I kept saying, like, all right, keep giving me points. I'll take it. Again, I do not trust Jalen Hurts. I don't.
So your offensive coordinator getting fired today was the best thing they could have done.
Yeah, I agree with that. So the Eagles are finally out. I can no longer fade them. I'm happy that I ended that fade run, because there was a time there that I kept losing. It was like you and Ohio State. It's like, fuck. But we ended it on a good note. So I will say, Nico, what are your thoughts on the 49ers and Eagles game?
49ers defense. Hey, Robert Saleh, props to him. He's making it work with 5th and 6th linebackers in the rotation. So props to him. They've been decimated by injuries. That was good. Purdy played decent, I thought. Jalen Hurts played really bad. And yeah, Eagles made the best move possible, firing their OC this morning. So kudos to them, and they'll be back next year.
I just don't understand how you hand off the ball to Saquon Barkley. He gets you 7 yards, and then you tend to throw on 2nd down and 3rd down. What are we doing? It just makes no sense. Lou, what are your thoughts?
I agree. I was all over the 49ers. I hate the Eagles. I hate Jalen Hurts as a quarterback. And the 49ers are like a better team. I really want to see, personally, where A.J. Brown goes. He's not staying there.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree. And wherever he goes, he's gonna be a dog. They're gonna let him loose.
100%.
So looking forward to that. Yeah. All right, let's move on to the last game of the night, which was the Patriots and the Chargers. All of us were on the Chargers. It seemed like the sharp play. Justin Herbert had nothing for us. Nothing. Nico, what'd you see in that game?
We're gonna have to have some really, really uncomfortable conversation about Justin Herbert. That's what I thought. I get it, dude. I get it. Your offensive line was me, you, Devin, Andy, Nevin, and Roger protecting for him.
Burrow had a bad offensive line.
No, that was terrible. That was awful. I will say that. But dude, you're proclaimed top 5 QB. You're proclaimed this. You're proclaimed that. You don't even score. I get it. You blame the offensive line at a certain point, right? But there's a guy that's gone through cut-ups on Twitter that I follow that's like QBs that should have hit their open receiver. And obviously I look at it from a holistic point of view. Bro, there was a couple times where Ladd McConkey running wide open, Justin Herbert just had the EBGBs. Like you've seen Ghost. We're going to have some real uncomfortable conversations pretty soon.
They were Ghosts. They were lighting him up.
Yeah.
It lit up like that a few times. You don't even see the field the same.
Yeah.
For where they're coming from.
I agree. But I mean, I like this other thing. The Patriots are like this team that I'm going to keep on betting against them and betting against. They remind me of BYU in football season. Like, it's like, I just don't see it. Like there's nothing that I watched yesterday besides Drake May making a couple plays where I'm like, wow, this is a team that can win the whole thing. Or this is a team that can make a run. But they're proving me wrong, obviously, proving everybody wrong. But
I agree with you. I mean, they just keep winning. I mean, you got to think that they got a great coach. They have a good enough defense to keep them in a game. I actually think Houston's going to give them fits, just the way that Houston's defense is set up. Yeah, I'm definitely going to take Houston too. Have to run it back. But truthfully, it didn't even feel like the Patriots dominated that game because they didn't do anything either.
Yeah,
they didn't show anything that made me be like, wow, the Patriots are crushing this game. 9-3 going into the fourth quarter. Like, what are we talking about?
I know. Terrible.
So, all right, let's move into the last game of the weekend. Again, another one where me and Lewis on opposite sides and your boy, another one, victorious. Lewis, you had the Steelers, old man Rodgers. You thought that was going to get it done with that defense. I can't hear you.
So my play of the day was the under 39, and with that being said, close. So I took Steelers. I just thought it would be a field goal game. I didn't think it was going to be blown out. And to a certain point, toward like the middle.
It was.
The game I projected, I was like, "Dang, this is exactly what I thought it was gonna be—a field goal game, back and forth. It's gonna stay like this." And then the Texans just took off.
Yeah. I mean,
I thought my under was cooked. I was like, "What are we doing here, guys? Why did Vegas make a call right now?"
I thought Vegas made a call to CJ Stroud early in that game. Wow, that guy was gift wrapping that game to them. Gift wrapping that game. That's why I doubled down on Houston at the half just because what my eyes saw. And I was like, all right, Houston's the much better team. Like, there's no way that the Steelers can hang around and can continue to keep Houston out of the end zone. And sure enough, I saw someone place the bet on two defensive touchdowns by Houston. And imagine, it was like $50 to pay like $30,000.
Did they get both?
I know.
Yeah.
They got both. They got a fumble recovery to the house and a pick six.
Yeah.
Rodgers' last throw in his career.
The Houston
last throw.
Yeah.
That Houston defense is really good, by the way.
Yeah.
Really good.
So let's segue into a couple things that went on in the NFL, and we'll start with the Pittsburgh Steelers, obviously, because we just talked about them. For the first time in 20-something years, Mike Tomlin's out.
19. He's going to be their fourth coach in franchise history.
That's crazy. No pressure. Like, I'm not going to lie to you. This is one of those things that feels like you get tired of being good. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say that Pittsburgh's elite, because Pittsburgh is not elite. But Pittsburgh, I want to say, is it true that Mike Tomlin has never been under 500?
Correct. His worst record ever was 9-8.
I'll take that. I'm sorry, but I'll take that. You're competing for playoff spots. Like, you're relevant. Like, you're playing games in prime time. Like, what are we talking about? Like, I would take that. But again, I get it. Sometimes people need to change. It seems like the Ravens are in that same route with let go of Jim Harbaugh. So 2 crazy vacancies that we're not used to. If you're a coach, Lewis, which one would you choose?
Definitely not the Steelers. I think there's too much pressure there. So this guy has been there for 19 years.
19 and Harbaugh 18.
And I feel like he left on his own. So that means the franchise didn't even want to move on from him. So that tells me, like, they kind of had his back still. Like you said, the guy's never gone under 500. You come in and
Oklahoma basketball.
You're 500. You're a failure off a rip.
Yeah.
So like you have like the bar is set super high, and I'm like, damn, like you coming in as a first year coach, you might not get the leeway that you're expecting because this guy's never gone under 500. Where in the Harbaugh situation, they didn't have a bad year, but it's been rough, right? So, but also you're going into both these are in the AFC North. You're going into a division that, to me, I'm a Bengals fan. I think it's kind of like a little gauntlet. The AFC North.
It is.
Yeah.
And the NFC North and the AFC North, to me, are the 2 toughest divisions.
Yeah, they're like a little gauntlet. So you have the
AFC West is actually pretty hard too.
Yeah.
No.
So when I see, I think I take the route of the Ravens. Give me the better quarterback and less expectation. In my book.
Nico, if you had to choose,
Ravens.
Yeah, I think we all agree that the Ravens. I mean, you have a quarterback, which is the most important thing, and you have an offense that could score. You might be a few
really
guys
on defense. Nate Wiggins.
Yeah.
Kyle Hamilton was all pro for the 3rd time in his career. He's the best safety in the league. Roquan Smith, Trenton Simpson, etc. That team's really good.
Yeah, I agree with that. I would say. Now, flip side, if you're a team like, let's say, the Miami Dolphins, what coach are you going for? Harbaugh or Tomlin?
Neither.
Nico. Okay. Who are you going after then?
Chris Shula.
Oh, that makes sense.
Time for him to right the wrongs of this franchise.
Imagine that. That'll be crazy. That'll be epic.
I've already thought about this scenario. He comes back home. 1st year bust. 2nd year Arch Manning comes here. The next thing you know, Dolphins prosperity.
What an illusion.
Wow. I know, right? Oh, jeez.
Yo, tell me that doesn't sound amazing in your head. The other thing that I thought about was they suck the 1st year, and he says Palabinga with the quarterback scenario, and he just gets J.J. Smith, and then he rights the wrong.
I think Miami goes after Harbaugh.
Me too. But I'm hearing he's linked to the Falcons job.
I heard that's what Matt Ryan was trying to do. Matt Ryan's the new president for the Falcons.
Great hire, by the way. Phenomenal hire.
Of course. I agree with that. 100%. All right. Let's get into a few of the games for the NFL. Since I don't think that we will have a show until then. It's really 4 games that we're going to talk about. Is there other coaching changes that are relevant? I don't care about a coaching change in Cleveland or the Raiders.
Actually, there's one relevant to us, I guess. Cam Ward, the Titans. I would love to see them hire Stefanski from the Browns. I think that'd be a perfect guy for Ward's development.
Wow, they fired the Titans coach?
Mid-season.
They had an interim, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you're right. My bad.
I think that would be a great fit for Cam Ward.
I agree.
Two-time coach of the year, had good offenses in Cleveland with the pieces he was dealt. I think a great offensive mind could really bolster Cam Ward. I think that's a good hire for them. I don't want the Cliff Kingsbury for him. I don't want the Mike McDaniel for him. I want like a dude, like an adult.
Mike Daniels is not an adult.
No. Even though I like Cliff, but I don't think Cliff's the head coach. That stint in Arizona rubbed me the wrong way. The stuff he did taking the USC job and then going down to Arizona just rubbed me the wrong way. But I like Cliff as an offensive mind. I think he's phenomenal. Any other takes on the Titans job? Help Cam Ward out?
I don't know. I think they need a lot of help on the offensive line.
I think they need a lot of help everywhere. Seems god awful. He's throwing to us 3.
That's true.
All right. Bills Broncos. Denver is now a 1.5-point favorite. The over/under is 46. And Nico, I'll start with you.
Damn, the side's tricky. I obviously, if I'm playing a side, I'm going to go better QB. For the game, though, I like the over 46.5. I just think Buffalo has shown time and time again that they're going to make game shootouts in the playoffs. I would love to know the percentage of Buffalo games that go over in the playoffs because I feel like every one that I think about, they go over. So I guess just ride the trend until they could show that they could play some defense. Bo Nix isn't super incapable, but I like the over in this game, 46.5.
I will say that number does seem short for a Bills game. I would have thought
48,
48, 49, 48.5. Lou, what do you think about this game?
So this line, to me, the over-under is very short. So to me, it's a defensive game. And with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go with the Broncos. Give me Broncos money line.
Keep fading your boy, Davi. Run it back on fading the Bills. I get it. I would have done it too.
We got to double down.
Of course. I am with you. You know what I'm doing against the Bears for a fact. I'm with you. I get it. I get the play. I just personally just betting on Josh Allen. Honestly, I think this is his year. There's no Mahomes.
You can rest your head at night on a pillow knowing you bet it with the good QB.
If I lost with Josh Allen, then I lost with Josh Allen. That Broncos defense is very good though. If they could stop him, I think the Broncos offense is better against the Bills defense than the Bills offense is better against the Broncos defense, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. Right? So I think that the Broncos could soar easily on the Bills, and I think that the Bills will have a tougher time scoring on the Broncos. Not saying that won't happen, but that's kind of what I see. But with that said, I take the Bills anyways. And Nico, Saturday night, we got 49ers and Seahawks. These guys just played 2 weeks ago. 49ers were a 3-point favorite at home. Now we go to Seattle, and they're in a 7.5-point underdog.
The line moved already. Wow.
That total is 44.5. What do you think?
I love Seattle.
I'm with him.
Wow.
Nico.
Wow.
I think Seattle might be my play of the weekend.
Wow. And I absolutely love San Francisco.
I think the line tells you everything. They're a 7-point favorite at home, and that place is going to be rocking. Seattle shows up.
You trust Sam Darnold.
Okay.
To beat another team in the playoffs by more than 7.
Is that good? Mike McDonald's that good. Clint Kubiak's that good. And JSN's that good. I think this is a massacre in Seattle.
I agree with Nico. Give me Seattle -7. I think they're going to put it to the 49ers. I think the public on the 49ers is huge, and the public just had a weekend. They had a field day.
That's what scares me about the Bills game. That's exactly the reason why it scares me about the Bills.
Seattle be on them. I think they're going to be on 49ers. Give me Seattle -7.
All right. As I talk on what I think about this game, can you look up the numbers, the betting trend while I do that? So my opinion is this. I'm looking at the line. Yes, the line to me says Seattle. Why? Because that number is very big, especially when they played 2 weeks ago and San Fran was a favorite. I just think that I can't trust Sam Darnold in a playoff game to beat somebody by more than 7. End of story. That's kind of the easy answer to that. Number one. Number two, playing in Philly is almost as tough as playing in Seattle. So I could see that that's not really going to affect San Fran. I think San Fran can keep it close. You have the best running back in the league. And Purdy's been playing great. No, I'm serious. Purdy's been playing great. If they
you hear this,
what?
It changed all of this.
That what? Oh, because it's like 90% on San Fran for sure.
Go ahead, finish. So they didn't get...
No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Go Niners. What?
75% of the money is on San Fran. And
wow.
And that's why the line is moving opposite of that. So tell me.
Reverse line movement. Phenomenal. I love to hear it.
And 75% of the money is on San Fran.
Yeah, I'm going to take Seattle right now.
Money line, San Fran has 57%.
Oh, my God.
280.
Dude. It's going to be a massacre.
How does a team that's plus 280 have 57% of the money?
Bro, Lou, you just told me everything I need to know. -6 playing it right now for.
I think that's even worse than like.
Wow. All right. Okay. Put a pause on my San Francisco 49ers bet. I still have time to think about this. All right. So,
Devin,
can you tell me real quick? Can you tell me what the Bills and Broncos real quick?
I don't care about that one.
Real quick.
I don't think we want to hear this one either, by the way.
Really? All right. For the Bills, Broncos, it's at 50-50 right now.
Oh, lovely.
Right. Thank God.
So plus 50-50. Money line, 68% is on the Bills.
Okay.
All right. Let's move towards the Texans and the Patriots because I don't want to talk about the 49ers and Seahawks anymore. New England's a 3-point favorite. Over-under's 40. Nico, I'll start with you.
Give me Houston plus 3.5 all day.
All right.
All day.
I like the under. I like the under there.
I like the under too, but that defense is. I was about to get to New England's defense. Good enough. Houston's defense is really good.
Yeah, you got to assume that Houston's going to play better. They play horrible against Pittsburgh. Yeah, on offense, obviously. Yeah. Defensively, they play great.
Yeah,
that D line is serious.
Lou, what do you like there? Stingley, to me, Stingley's the best DB in football.
Yeah, the Petrie guy is really good too.
Yes, number 5, the safety from Baylor. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What'd you say, Lou?
In this game, I would lean Patriots, but my pick is going to be the under 40. I think both teams have really good defensive teams, and I think that under 40 is a lock.
All right. I love the under too. So we're on the same page there. All right. Let's talk about the last game of the weekend. Rams and Bears. Rams are a 3.5-point favorite on the road. Over-under's 48.5. Luke, I'll start with you.
Give me the Rams -3. I don't hate Caleb Williams, but I just don't think he's that good. So I like the Rams giving Matthew Stafford. All the money's on the Bears. So let's fade the public this weekend.
All right. Nico?
I like the over.
I could see that too.
I like the Bears initially, but now that I like the Bears up until about 2 minutes ago when you just told me all the money's on the Bears. And I don't know. I think, and it's history shown that public dogs are not a good idea to bet with. So, I mean, but I really do think Chicago can keep this game close. If I had to pick a side, it'd be Chicago +4. I think this game can end 30-27, 24-27 in that range of like scores for Chicago.
Okay, so since we do like an educational show, when we see most of this money on one side, at the beginning of the week, I don't think it's too much tell of the public compared to before game time. Because right now, the people that are smacking bets on a week's notice are sharps. So sharps are taking the Bears 3 or plus the 4 right now to have that line at plus 3.5. So even though we say all the money's on the Bears right now, most of this money is by the sharps. So what'll give us the for sure tell if the public still rides with the Bears is once we get closer to game time and it stays sort of at this number. Because right now the Bears have 70% of the money, right? Which is a lot. That's a huge public play. Yep. But if it starts shifting when we get towards game time, it starts evening out, that means the public is really slamming the Rams to even it out. It's not the sharps that bet early in the week. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, it definitely makes sense. But I'm with you, man. I can't trust Caleb Williams. I mean, again, I actually think he's going to be great. I think he is. I think he's going to get there. He's very young. He flashes too much of greatness to not see it. Like, you see it. There's plays that you're like, wow. But then you see the other plays, the one hopper that's 5 yards too short for no reason. Like, what are you doing? You know?
He's going to make it back with a rocket that he's going to shoot.
Yeah, you don't have to put yourself in that position at all. Yeah. So it should be interesting. I mean, I know it's still early in the week. Unfortunately, we got a little busy week for all of us, so it'll be tough for us to be able to come out and do another show. But you will be getting our picks on Instagram and all our social platforms. DM us if you want some VIP picks. Hopefully we see you Monday morning. That is the plan. Hopefully we stick to it. Do you guys have anything else you want to talk about before we log off? All right, Nico, how many rings are you bringing back to Miami?
Realistically 4, but I would like 5.
Out of how many?
All right.
6.
Jesus Christ.
Olympic, air it out, co-ed, air it out, co-ed. I feel like really good about those. I think 5 have a chance.
Lou, you guys are in 3 divisions?
3 divisions.
How many are you bringing back?
Shit, I'm realistic. I hope 1.
I'm going to say we're going to bring back 2. I don't know which 2, but
50%?
We were so close last year.
Oh my God.
I was heartbroken. Oh my God. 2 championship games. Hail Marys. Jesus, I don't want to talk about it. So we got some unfinished business this season. This weekend.
You're the type of team that I would bet with and get crushed. The last
for sure.
Worst beats that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
The worst beat.
We were on Scott Van Pelt's Bad Beats segment.
And they were like, wait, did you just see this? No, this is the second championship game.
Exactly. Jeez. All right, boys. Well, I will see you up there. It will be very cold. Let's have some fun out there.
It'll be in the 60s, right?
About 45.
It's in the 30s. It's in the 30s and 40s.
In the morning, it'll be by the time it'll be in the 60s.
Maybe we should shoot some content up there and mess around and post and stuff. So look out for that. Good luck, my boys. See you on the other side. Peace.